All right, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about New Year's. It's the New Year's resolution. It's the first week when it comes down to people achieving their goals, especially when it comes to fitness. Some gyms are empty, some gyms are full. But I know this is the year where everyone do uh, new. Hold on, just has to happen now. Hold on. There's like well, I can't do that. All right, so with that said, you know, there's a lot of people who's trying to achieve their fitness goals. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think it's okay right now. But what I'm trying to say is everyone's trying to achieve their goals right now. And one of the things I like to mention is that when it comes to achieving these goals, there's always going to be some type of difficulty in the way. We all have in our mindsets, we probably have collages and we have these great ideas in our minds. And we're like, we're going to achieve it. I probably failed it last year, but I'm going to do it this year. And what usually happens, especially with fitness, what usually happens is that people usually fall off. Okay. They fall off. And statistically speaking, uh, people usually fall off by February. By February, about 70% of people fall off their fitness goals by February. And the reason is because you have that great shot of momentum right in the beginning. And then what ends up happening is that once you get that beginning, once you start off with that start, what usually happens is that
Recording in progress.
what usually happens is that we lose that momentum. Something gets in the way, maybe a job, maybe a school. We allow something that gets in our way, and then next thing you know, we're back to our regular routines. And the reason is because when it comes to our goals, we have to realize our goals isn't a like when it comes to goals has to be also a lifestyle shift. So you have to be mentally and physically prepared to be able to achieve these goals if you want to do them successfully. And what I'm going to do today is leave out some tips that you can actually do to help you be able to achieve these goals. Okay. So I have a PowerPoint that I posted up, and we're going to go ahead and bring that up right now. Just give me a second. Let's see if I can bring it up and share screens. All right. So let's look at the PowerPoint that I have here. And it's this one right here: setting and accomplishing goals, how to manifest everything you can achieve or imagine, right? And why do we want to set goals? Because when we set goals, we create our life not by destiny, but the more we concentrate on the goals, the more we can live in the present moment. That's why we set them. Okay. The whole reason is basically because of that, because we get to create our own lives, not just living it by destiny. We want to concentrate on those goals so we can be able to live in the present moment. So when it comes to fitness, the reason you want to get better is because you want to improve your life. You want to live healthier. You want to have increase in strength, more energy. Maybe it's for longevity for yourself, for your kids, for your family. Maybe you want to change. You know how it's like to be healthy. I don't know if there's anyone out there that wants to live an unhealthy life for no apparent reason. Everybody wants to be healthy. Now, there's people who might have challenges of getting healthy and maybe they might give up and just accept it, but that's different. But I know anyone that's unhealthy, if there was something out there that can help them, really help them to be able to be healthy again, be in shape, they would definitely do it. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the benefits of being healthy is what? Longevity, feeling good. There's more benefits than that. You know what I'm saying? So what happens if we don't set these goals? What happens is that most people first of all, most people just don't set them. Yeah, we might put them in our minds, but are we really taking the time out of our day to really plan ahead so we can actually achieve these goals? That's something we have to talk about. And most people that don't set goals are jealous. They talk about the negatives in their lives, right? And when I say this is because when they're more focused on how they can't do it, and then people that are doing it, then they want to reflect their insecurities on others. Okay. And then I also mentioned in another bullet that if you are jealous or talking about the negatives in life more than the blessings, you're not in control of your destiny. If I ask a negative, jealous person what visions they have, they would not have a clue because they're more focused on comparison. And comparison is literally the root of all of it's what they say. It's the thief of joy. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you don't want to be in this negative state. And this is the year that, if you have those goals, you want to be very positive and you want to set out some plans so you can always be able to achieve them. Like really do it. Because this is just fitness that I'm talking about. But I know for a fact that you wouldn't be here today if you didn't set any goals for yourself. If you're watching this video right now, you wouldn't be here watching this video today if you didn't set any goals for yourself. Because there's probably a lot of things that you accomplish. Maybe weight is just the thing that you need more help in. But if you have like a college degree, you set goals to be able to get that. You didn't just like live life and it just magically appeared in your life. Or if you worked at a job you're working right now, you didn't just get that job. It didn't just appear in front of you. You set a goal, you put a mission, you made plans, you did things so that can happen. The only difference is when it comes to fitness, you just don't know how can I get the same success that I have success in other areas in my life, but with my own physical body, with fitness, with food. How can I do that? And when you kind of think about it, it's the same thing you've done with other things you've done in life. Like I always say this, like if you have a college degree or even a high school diploma, even a GED, I don't care. If you have some type of accomplishment that you did, what helped you get there? You didn't just went to school and got it. There was teachers, there was mentors that taught it to you. They taught you the skills. All that time that you spent in school, all the money you spent in school, you took that opportunity to learn, right? So why, when it comes to your fitness, you're not doing the same time of a time to invest into yourself, spending that time to learn what the right things you need to do to be able to do it. You know, that's why mentors are good. That's why coaches are good, right? You want to just hire a professional so you can go ahead and get there faster. And then also another thing you want to do is try to get there one day. Oh, this is what I put it here is like try to go one day without complaining, one time tipping point, right? And the reason I put this here is because this is just another way of like getting out of that negative mindset. Because like I said, like if you got mentors and stuff, they can help. But then if you're like, I'm not going to hire anyone or whatever, and then maybe it's just a mindset shift that needs to be changed first. I always say like try not complaining one day, and you realize how hard it is. You'll realize how hard it is to like not even complain or not say anything negative, because you'll realize that a lot of things in and even in everyone's life, there's a lot of negativity going around. But if you try going out one day without complaining and without thinking negative, you realize that, man, it's tough. And that's when you have to really train on your mindset and how you look at things. Also, um, when you don't set your goals, people want to tell others how to live their life, but they don't know how to live their own. You know what I'm saying? They're always reflecting, and then people will judge you regardless. So why not become the person you want? You know what I mean? So don't worry about what other people think about you. And then right here, I put down, why do we need to write our goals down on paper? And the reason I do this is because, in the bullets it says remind us and keep them out of our mind. And it's a great habit. But the most important thing is really because of this. Um, when it comes to building your goals, you write it on paper because it's the first thing that you can bring something into reality. So every goal, every imagination, every dream starts where? Within the mind, right? So how can I bring that imagination into the mind? So even if it's like fitness, like how can I bring my fitness goals into reality? Versus us like, oh, just to like, well, I already know what I need to do. I need to work out, eat healthy. Like we all know that. That's a no brainer. But how can we bring it back into reality where we work towards it better? Um, maybe write it down first, because once you start writing down your goals, now it's in physical writing. It's like you're almost making your own contract to yourself of what you're going to do, and it's really hard to lie to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's really really hard, because when you start lying to yourself, then that's when people start going crazy. Okay, you're pretending to be something that you're not. But if you're writing promises, you're actually writing your own contract to yourself, stating like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to become. And now you're bringing it into some type of physical existence. Obviously now the next step is to actually do the actions. But I always say it's almost like building the house. It's like when you're building a house, do you think the house just magically appears, or do you think it started at where? In someone's mind. It always started in someone's mind, and then they have to write it down on paper and then create like a sketch. They have to draw it out before they build, because they just start building off of someone's imagination. What can happen? It could be chaos, right? That building will have a lot of mistakes. So it's the same thing with your goals and your dreams. You want to go ahead and write them down on paper. Next is going to be the four. I'm going to give you the 4-step process for setting goals. Okay. So again, like I said before, you want to write them down. Make at least 30 goals that you want to accomplish and you want to have. All right. So if you write those down, go ahead and do it. This is something I did for myself. Like during New Year's, actually, I think it was New Year's Eve. What I did all day was I just sat down in my office and I just wrote down all my goals and I created a collage. I didn't go out. I didn't really do anything. That was the time I was actually writing down all the things I wanted to accomplish for the year. You know, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people want to hang out with a family and party and stuff like that. And I think that's great. If you want to do that. But for me, I just have bigger goals. I could party. I could hang out with friends and stuff another time, because I always like to sacrifice a lot of events so I can enjoy the fruits of my labor later on in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I am. You don't have to be like me. Some people probably already did that ahead of time so they can still party and stuff like that. But for me, it's just a little special when you do it the day before New Year's. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. So that's what I did. And I wrote down tons of goals, like probably even more than 30. And I have like collages, like things I wanted to accomplish. And guess what? And I kind of meditate on it. I kind of think about it. Like for me, it's more like I'm getting to this mental practice, this mental state, like this mental awareness, this readiness to be able to attack the New Year's. And when it's New Year's Day, I want to start the day. I want to start day one strong. I don't want to have my mind altered, or I don't want to be tired and fatigued from partying and hanging out being up all late at night. I want to be like mentally focused and ready to go on day one, because like there's only 365 days out of the year. I want to take advantage of all of them. Number two, rate the goal as to what is the most important to complete. All right, this is important too, because you don't want to if you put down like a rating score of your goals, then you can focus on the ones that's the most important first versus the ones that's very easy to accomplish. And there's two ways you can attack that. Like, if you see like goals that's easy but not so important, but maybe it's stuff that like you could really knock out really fast. But yeah, I would say it's nothing wrong with attacking those first, but you also want to make sure like the ones that's most important. Usually the most important ones are the ones that you have to put in the most time in. So that's when I always say you probably want to do the hardest ones first, because that's going to require the most energy, the most mental energy, most mental focus. Okay. And then when it comes to like your easier ones, if it doesn't require that much energy, it doesn't require that much mental focus, do those last, because by then you've already gotten what you want. So these all these little extra tasks it's not going to require that much to do, especially near the end. Number three, break down your goals very specific. Okay. This is another thing that's very important. And I've learned this myself. All right. The reason I'm saying you want to be very specific with your words, just because the mind, what you visualize, what you listen to, what you say is very powerful. These senses within yourself are very, very powerful. You have to be very careful. And when it comes to manifestation, you want to make sure that you're very specific. Because, for example, for me, I I wrote down, I created and multiple dream boards, I created multiple collages, and at the end of the day, I accomplished majority of it or almost all of them each year, right? But with that said, I've learned that you have to be very specific, because once I started learning about how powerful your mind is, what you listen to, what you listen can influence your environment, how you speak, how you think, people who you hang out with, like all this has an influence of manifestation of the goals that you want. Then I started becoming more specific. For example, I always get like giving out this example. So for me, one time, what I did was I want like I wanted to be in a magazine, right? I wanted to be in a couple magazines. I wanted to be on TV, and I was able to actually accomplish that. But the thing is that when I said I wanted to be in Men's Health magazine, I wasn't being specific enough, because I was on Men's Health magazine, but I was put in one of their articles online. So so now on my dream board, I'm like, all right, now I want to be more specific. Like I want to be on front cover printed magazine. Like I put that literally in one of my dream boards, like something that I put in there. Do I have a plan how to get there? No, I don't. But I just know I'm going to be able to do it because I said it's going to happen. You know, and how I work, how I operate, I move in that way to make it happen. Same thing when it comes to being on TV. Like I've been on TV multiple times. I've been on like on news channels for interviews. Um, been on the New Day, New Chef on Amazon Prime. I've been on Veganville on BBC One and Three. But again, like when I started seeing those things were being manifested, because that's something I wrote on my dream board a long time ago. Now I'm more specific. Like, all right, I want to be on like a Netflix special, like because I'm like, this is a bigger platform. It's bigger than Amazon. It's bigger than BBC. Yeah, because I want to share the message of what I do, like of veganism, of health, fitness, all that good jazz. So that's why I'm being more specific, and I'm telling you this now because I'm telling you how powerful that the mind is, what you say, what you think, because and it's good to just like try it out, like try out something small. If you don't believe me, try looking at something that you want in your life. It doesn't have to be fitness at all either. It could be anything. It could be like, you know, it could be something very small, like a very small goal. And you'll realize when you start thinking and really pondering and meditating on the smaller goals, you're gonna realize those small goals usually comes faster because they're easy. But when you have like the bigger goals, is the ones that takes more time because they're big. So it takes a while for it to manifest because a lot of things have to be in motion because everyone got dreams, everyone got goals, right? So, but how everything works, it has to work in everyone's favor. So when it's time for you to get your blessing, then you're able to get it as well. But the right people has to be in place for it to happen. You know what I mean? So this is why this is very important. Um, Number four is you want to work. You want to start working on your goals every day. So I would say first, what's the plan? Map out your plan, and then how much time are you working towards your goals? Okay, this is important too because you have to realize, what are you doing on your spare time? If you notice that you're watching Netflix and hang out with friends and partying all the time, maybe some of the things that you want in life is going to take a lot longer, because you're not placing yourself in the right position to be for it to work out. Versus if you place yourself in the right position, and not hanging out with the you're not hanging out with bad people. You're doing the right things for the right reason. You're actually working more on your goals because that's how much you want it. Because it's all about how bad you want it at the end of the day. And that's why fitness has a big reflection with some of the things you want. Because when it comes to people who's healthy, super fit, they're ripped, they're building muscle, you know, it does require a lot of time and effort. It definitely requires a lot of discipline, especially with the food. Like, I feel like the food like almost takes over your whole entire life, depending how bad you want it. You know what I'm saying? But if you place yourself in the right position and you do it every single day, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start seeing results, right? You start seeing the fruits of your labor. And I'd say this even with my students that works with me. Like, the people that get the best results are the ones that they're just consistent with it from day one, and they just don't stop. But then you can start seeing things starts to trickle down once they start falling off. They're allowing other life situations get into the way, and I get it sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's all about how bad you want it. Like, how much are you willing to sacrifice? How long are you willing to stretch yourself to really get what you want? Because there's certain things in life that I know for a fact. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. If you really want something, you're going to do whatever it takes to get it, and you'll create that sacrifice. And if you don't create the sacrifice, then what usually happens, because something always have to give. You know, we live in a world of plurality, so something always have to give, depending on what you want. And if you don't sacrifice, what happens is that your goals will become the sacrifice. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Then the last one is right here is, change your attitude, reflect on the goals that on the goal, and then reflect on the goal already being accomplished. Okay, so, and this is really good, because if you start thinking about you already acquiring it, this is going to help you get it a lot faster. Because if you start focusing on, like uh, like just achieving it, then when 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 obstacles starts to happen, it's going to make you feel more depressed, because you're back into that negative state because of a fear of lack, or just lack of self, that you haven't accomplished it yet. But if you already change your attitude, like you already acquired it, you already have it, and you have that feeling deep inside, then each day you're going to work at your fullest. Okay. So, very short class today. Just wanted to go ahead and say these things, um, just to help y'all out. And then the last thing I want to say, when it comes to your goals, is like, and just a little tip that you can start using today is, versus saying that I want something, or I'm trying to get something, just say I already have it. Or say or use word like I have here, like use words like I am. Like, if you're like overweight, don't say you're overweight. Say I'm healthy. I am healthy. I am fit. Like, already speak in a manner that you're already there. Because when you start training the mind that way, guess what? Your actions is going to start reflecting on the words you speak. Because if not, then you're just literally lying to yourself. But when it comes to that mental shift, if y'all understand, like, it's going to help you work more physically to do those things the best way possible. And then don't use words like don't, and then say when I, or if I, you know. So use those words. Like, if you don't have it, then you're already saying to yourself, you're never going to acquire it. But if you say, like, when I get to it, or if if I have a chance, I'll do it. Like that's you're giving yourself a chance of opportunity, if that makes sense. Okay. So with that said, hopefully this was helpful. Very short class today. And with that said, I'll go ahead and let y'all go. I'll be a little bit more prepared for next week. I was kind of busy already this week, but well, I guess I can use maybe a few minutes on answering questions. So we have uh, why you want to lose weight. We need to gain weight, more weight, stronger, live longer. It's hard to kill. Um, yeah, meat based vegan. I don't know. I don't know. What does that have to do with anything? Like, I don't know if you're talking about in general or me. Like, I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain. So, like with me, I'm trying to gain weight because I'm doing bodybuilding. I'm on bulking season, man. Then you have your daddy. I need to gain like 10 pounds more muscle, bro. Not lose it. Yeah, I don't know where this losing weight is. Yeah, I'm just saying this in general because, like, I guess because I started the class off about losing weight, but most people are trying to lose weight, but the whole point of this class is manifestation, not really specifically the goals. You know what I mean? So if your goals is to gain weight, then do what you need to do to gain the weight. Go on the bulk. Um, then I also see, yeah, and that's pretty much it. All right, so I'll go ahead and let y'all go. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.